Let's talk about one of the most jaw-dropping moments from Wimbledon 2025. Giovanni MPH Pericard's serve clocked at a record-breaking 153 miles per hour. Now, imagine standing on the other side of the net, knowing you have less than half a second to react. That's the reality for players like Taylor Fritz, who not only faced that serve but managed to get it back into play. So, how do the pros do it? How do they return serves that most of us would barely see, let alone touch? The secret isn't just lightning-fast reflexes, it's a combination of anticipation, mental processing, and years of experience. First, let's break down the numbers. When a serve comes at 153 miles per hour, the ball travels from the server's racket to the returner in about 0.5 seconds. That's less time than it takes to blink. For most people, that's just enough time to realize the ball has been hit. But for elite players, it's a window where every millisecond counts. Here's what's fascinating. Top players don't just react, they anticipate. Before the server even makes contact with the ball, returners are already in motion. This is where the famous split step comes in. Contrary to what many believe, pros actually begin their split step a fraction of a second before the server hits the ball. They're in the air at the moment of contact, ready to push off in the direction they predict the serve will go. This isn't something they were explicitly taught. It's an adaptation developed over years of facing thousands of serves. By unweighting themselves just before the ball is struck, they buy themselves precious extra milliseconds to react. Sometimes, they're even starting their move before their feet hit the ground again. But anticipation isn't just about movement, it's about reading the server. Pros study their opponent's toss, body position, and racket angle, gathering clues about where the serve might go. This mental processing happens almost subconsciously and is often the difference between making contact and swinging at thin air. Now, let's talk about return strategies. There's a common belief that the best returns are aggressive, taken early and on the rise, right up on the baseline. Think of legends like Andre Agassi, who made a career out of taking the ball early and redirecting the server's power. In these cases, the return motion is compact, using the server's pace rather than generating their own. But there's another trend gaining ground, especially on second serves, moving back behind the baseline. Players like Roger Federer have been known to take several steps back, giving themselves more time to prepare a full swing, almost like a regular ground stroke. The ball slows down, drops to a more comfortable height, and the returner can hit aggressively without being rushed. There's also the chip return, a tactic used to neutralize big servers. Instead of trying to blast the ball back, players like Federer will move in and use a short, slicing motion, especially on the backhand, to simply get the ball deep and force the server to play another shot. This isn't about winning the point outright, it's about surviving the serve and starting the rally on even terms. Placement is just as important as power. A deep return down the middle can jam the server and prevent them from stepping in and attacking the next shot. It's a subtle way to take control of the point without taking unnecessary risks. So, what does all this mean for the average player, or even for fans watching at home? The next time you see someone like Taylor Fritz return a 153 miles per hour serve, remember, it's not just about raw reflexes. It's about anticipation, split-second decision-making, and years of practice honing both the mind and the body to operate at the absolute edge of human capability. And if you're ever tempted to step onto a pro court and try returning one of those serves yourself, well, just know that even the best in the world are pushing the limits of what's physically possible every time they step up to the baseline. That's what makes these moments at Wimbledon so electrifying and why the return of serve remains one of the most challenging and fascinating aspects of professional tennis.